Have you ever woken up and felt like the spark you used to have is dimmer? Like your body moves a little slower, your thoughts take a bit longer to come together, and everything feels just a little heavier than it used to? You might brush it off and say, well, I'm getting older, that's just how it is. But here's the truth I want to share with you today. Just because you're aging doesn't mean you have to feel old. The world may tell you to slow down, to sit still, to stay quiet, but your body, your life is still calling you to live fully, vibrantly, joyfully. And the truth is, if you're over 65 and you're not paying attention to certain daily habits, you could be putting yourself at risk, not just of poor health, but of losing out on the years you still have ahead of you. The years that could be your best yet. So let's talk like old friends do, heart to heart, because I'm not here to scare you, but to wake you up, to remind you that the choices you make today are shaping how you'll feel tomorrow, and it's never too late to change the course. Let's start with something simple. Something that most people overlook, how you begin your day. Right now, I want you to think about the first thing you do when you wake up. Is it reaching for the remote, sitting in silence, maybe skipping breakfast altogether and just waiting until lunch? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, but it's a silent habit that can slowly take the life out of your day. Here's something that might surprise you. Your morning determines your momentum. And the biggest enemy to that momentum? Dehydration. I know it doesn't sound very dramatic, but after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up thirsty. Really thirsty. You've lost water through your breath, through your skin, and you haven't replenished it. Most people over 65 are chronically dehydrated, and they don't even know it. When you wake up, before coffee, before breakfast, before even checking the weather, drink a tall glass of water, not a sip, a full glass. Add a slice of lemon if you like. This one small habit can instantly help your body flush out toxins, get your metabolism moving, and even boost brain clarity. Try it tomorrow morning. You'll feel a little more alert, a little more alive, and that's just the beginning. Now let's talk about movement. Not exercise in the way you might be picturing it. I'm not talking about treadmills or lifting heavy weights at the gym. I'm talking about gentle, consistent movement. The kind that honors your body without hurting it. Let me ask you this. How often do you sit throughout the day? Be honest. For most seniors, it's hours. Watching TV, reading, eating, resting, it all adds up. And while rest is important, stillness is dangerous if it becomes the default. You see, when you don't move, your blood flow slows, your joints stiffen, your muscles weaken, and eventually it becomes harder to do even the simplest tasks, like getting out of bed or standing up from a chair. But here's the good news. You don't need hours of training, you just need a few intentional minutes. Try this every morning. Take a 5-minute walk. Even if it's just around your living room or backyard. Do some gentle arm circles, leg lifts, or toe touches. Stretch your arms to the sky. Wake your body up. This kind of movement isn't just physical, it's mental. It tells your brain, I'm alive. I'm in control, and I'm not giving up. You'd be amazed what a short burst of movement can do for your mood, your energy, even your digestion. And over time, those 5 minutes can become 10, then 20, then a walk to the store or a dance in the kitchen. Now I want to talk about something else that's often overlooked: your breath. Most of us don't think about how we breathe. But shallow breathing, those short little gasps we take when we're stressed or distracted, can actually make you feel more tired, more anxious, and more tense. Let's do something together right now. Take a deep breath in, real deep. Fill your lungs, hold it for just a moment, and now let it go. Slow, controlled. Feels good, doesn't it? Deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the one responsible for calming you down, lowering your heart rate, improving your digestion, and even boosting your immune system. It's nature's reset button. Try this each morning, after your glass of water, before your movement. Sit in a quiet spot and take 5 deep, slow breaths. That's it. Just 5. You'll feel more centered, more grounded, and more ready for the day ahead. So let's recap. Because we've already started shifting things, haven't we? Start with water. Move your body gently. And breathe like your life depends on it. Because truthfully, it does. And remember this, the habits that sneak up on you in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, they aren't always dramatic. They're often small, invisible, harmless at first glance. but when left unchecked, they can chip away at your health, your joy, your independence. And I know you didn't come this far to let that happen. You've lived too much life, gained too much wisdom, and still have too much purpose to settle for just getting by. This part of your life, it's not the ending, it's the encore. And it begins with small, powerful decisions. Now that we've covered a few foundational habits for your body, your water, your movement, your breath, it's time we talk about something just as important. In fact, some might say it's even more crucial than your physical strength. It's your mind. Because if you're over 65 and you're not actively keeping your brain sharp, you're not just falling behind, you're putting your entire quality of life at risk. But don't worry, there's a lot you can do to change that, and it's easier than you think. You know, we often hear people say, it's just part of getting old when they forget a name or misplace their keys. And while yes, aging does bring changes to our memory and focus, that doesn't mean we have to accept it as a slow decline. Not at all. I want to tell you something that most people don't hear enough. Your mind is a muscle, and like any muscle, it can stay strong with the right kind of exercise. Let me ask you, have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there, or struggled to recall someone's name you've known for years? If that's happened, you're not alone. It's frustrating and sometimes even a little scary, but the truth is, these little slips don't mean your mind is fading. They mean your brain needs a little extra care, just like your body does. And that's what we're diving into now. Because keeping your brain sharp is not just about memory, it's about staying independent, connected, and full of life. Let's start with one of the most overlooked keys to mental strength: learning. Yes, learning. Even now, especially now, you might be thinking, at my age, I'm done with learning. But no, your brain craves new information. It thrives on novelty, whether it's trying a new recipe, reading about something unfamiliar, or learning how to use a new app. Each time you engage your mind in something new, you're building mental resilience. Think of your brain like a garden. If you leave it alone too long, the weeds creep in. But if you keep planting, watering, and nurturing, it stays alive, vibrant, and flourishing. So pick up that book, try a crossword puzzle, or learn something you've always been curious about but never had the time for. Now I want to tell you something else that's even more powerful than learning alone, and that's connection. Staying mentally sharp isn't just about what you do alone in a room with a puzzle. It's about your relationships, your conversations, your community. Do you remember how it feels to have a good chat with an old friend? To laugh so hard your cheeks hurt? That's not just fun, it's healing. It lights up parts of your brain that nothing else can. But here's the issue. Isolation is a silent threat, and for many people over 65, it creeps in without warning. Maybe the kids live far away, or maybe old friends have moved or passed on. Days get quieter, lonelier, but that quiet can start to dull your mind in ways you don't even notice at first. That's why it's so important to reach out, call a neighbor, join a local group, even a virtual one. Volunteer at a place you care about. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just having regular, meaningful conversations can boost your mood, improve memory, and protect your brain from decline. In fact, studies have shown that seniors who stay socially active are far less likely to develop cognitive issues. So don't wait. Be the one who makes the call. Because staying connected isn't just good for the heart, it's a lifeline for the mind. And while we're on the topic of lifelines, let's not forget physical movement. That's right. What's good for your body is also great for your brain. You might not think of exercise as a mental activity, but it is. Moving your body, whether it's walking, dancing, gardening, or stretching, gets your blood flowing, including to your brain. That increased circulation delivers oxygen and nutrients that keep your mind clear and alert. Even a simple walk around the block each morning can dramatically improve your focus, your mood, and your memory. So if you've been sitting too long today, make a promise to yourself: get up, get moving, and do it regularly. Your mind will thank you. And here's a gentle but important reminder: rest matters too. Your brain needs time to recover and recharge. And that means sleep. A lot of folks over 65 struggle with falling asleep or staying asleep. But when sleep is poor, memory suffers, focus declines, and mood follows close behind. So if you're tossing and turning at night, start with a few small changes. Try going to bed at the same time each night. Avoid screens before bedtime. Maybe take a warm bath or listen to calming music. You deserve restful, restorative sleep, because your brain needs that downtime to clean, repair, and reset. Now let me share something personal with you. I once spoke to a 72-year-old woman named Ellen, who told me she felt like her days were just blending together. She said she couldn't remember what she had for dinner the night before. She was worried, afraid that maybe something was wrong. But we talked and she started doing just a few simple things, reading for 30 minutes a day, calling her sister each Sunday, and walking in the park every morning. Within weeks, she said she felt more like herself again. She was laughing more, remembering details, and feeling alive. It wasn't a miracle, it was momentum. One small step, then another, and that's the message I want you to take to heart right now. It's never too late. Your brain is still capable of incredible things, but you've got to give it a reason to stay engaged. Feed it, challenge it, stretch it, and rest it. Because when your mind is sharp, your whole world opens up. So now we've talked about your physical health and the importance of staying mentally engaged. But there's one more piece to this puzzle that we can't overlook, and that's how you feel inside. Because it's not just about your body or your mind, it's about your heart. How you carry your emotions, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself on the quiet days. And that's what we'll talk about next. Because emotional well-being, that's where the real transformation begins. Let's pause for a second and take a deep breath. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You feel that? That little moment of stillness, that's where healing begins. Because sometimes the hardest part about getting older isn't the body. It isn't the memory, it's how we feel on the inside. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you gave yourself grace? Not advice, not criticism, not guilt for not doing more. Just grace. See, most people over 65 have lived through decades of responsibilities, raising families, building careers, carrying the weight of others' expectations. And somewhere along the way, they learned to put themselves last. But here's the truth I want you to hear. You don't have to earn your peace. You already deserve it. Self-care isn't selfish. It's survival. It's the quiet promise you make to yourself every day that says, I matter too. But emotional health isn't just about taking a bubble bath or sipping tea, though those things are lovely. It's deeper than that. It's about how you talk to yourself when no one's listening. How you process pain that never got a voice. How you sit with silence without feeling forgotten. And for many people past 65, emotional weight begins to surface. Old regrets, losses that haven't healed, a feeling that maybe the best parts of life are behind you. Let me tell you something important. You are still becoming. Your story is still being written. And the chapters ahead, they can be some of the most beautiful of your entire life, if you choose to turn the page. But it starts with learning how to care for the one person you've probably ignored for too long. You. Now I want to speak to something that often goes unspoken in this age group. Grief doesn't always show up as tears. Sometimes it hides in silence, in irritability, in fatigue. And many times, people carry it for years without realizing they're still holding it. Maybe you lost a spouse, or a sibling, or a part of yourself in retirement, or in illness. That grief deserves attention, deserves expression. It doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're human. Talk about it. Write about it. Let yourself feel without shame, because pushing it down doesn't make it go away. It just makes the heart heavy and you've carried enough. Now let's shift gears and talk about something powerful: joy. Yes, joy. Not just happiness, which is fleeting, but real, soul-deep joy, the kind that fills you up from the inside out. Here's the key. Joy doesn't arrive on its own. It's invited. It's created. It's noticed in small, sacred moments. A flower blooming outside your window, the laughter of your grandchildren on a video call, a favorite song that brings back a flood of memories. But to feel that joy, you've got to slow down enough to let it in. We live in a world that worships productivity. Even in retirement, stay busy, they say. Stay useful. But sometimes the most healing thing you can do is sit still, breathe deeply, and give yourself permission to just be. because you're not here to prove your worth. You're here to live, fully, deeply, softly. Now let's talk about boundaries. Yes, even now, especially now, at this stage of life, many people fall into the trap of overgiving, helping their adult children at the cost of their own energy, saying yes when their body is begging for no, taking care of everyone else while ignoring their own needs. But the truth is, your time and energy are sacred. You don't have to explain your no. You don't have to feel guilty for resting. Your worth is not measured by your usefulness to others. It's measured by your presence, your wisdom, your spirit. And finally, I want to share something that has helped so many people reclaim emotional strength after 65: forgiveness. Not just for others, but for yourself. We all carry mistakes, moments we wish we'd handled differently, people we wish we hadn't hurt or let hurt us. But holding on to those regrets is like drinking poison and hoping someone else gets sick. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know back then. Forgive yourself for staying too long or leaving too soon. Forgive yourself for being human. Because what matters most now is what you choose today, not yesterday, today. So, as we come to the end of this section, I want you to think about one simple question. What is one small act of self-love you can offer yourself today? Maybe it's speaking kindly to your reflection in the mirror. Maybe it's journaling something you've never said aloud. Maybe it's sitting in the sun for 5 quiet minutes, just because it feels good. Whatever it is, do it for you. Because when you care for your emotional well-being, everything else starts to align. Your body, your brain, your relationships, your energy. Everything changes when you begin to treat yourself with the same love you've given so freely to others. And next, well, next is where it gets even deeper. Because now that we've nourished the body, sharpened the mind, and softened the heart, it's time to talk about purpose. Because you're still here, which means your purpose is too. You've taken a deep dive into physical health. You've strengthened your mind. You've nurtured your emotional well-being. Now we come to the heart of it all, purpose. What's the point of it all? Why are you here, still walking, still breathing, still learning, still growing? Because there's something powerful in realizing your purpose is never finished. Many people past 65 begin to wonder if their best days are behind them. Maybe you've retired, your kids are grown, and the years ahead might seem quieter, slower. But I want to tell you something right now. Your purpose is not bound by a calendar or clock. Purpose doesn't retire. It doesn't fade with age. It evolves. In fact, your purpose at this stage in life is perhaps the most important of all, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about passing the torch. It's about sharing the wisdom, the lessons, and the insights you've gained along the way. And maybe, just maybe, it's about doing something even bigger than you've ever imagined. Let's start by addressing a common misconception. Purpose is not always a grand public act. It doesn't need to involve fame, fortune, or accolades. Purpose can be found in the smallest, most intimate acts of kindness and service. It could be as simple as mentoring a younger person who needs your guidance. It could be teaching your grandchildren a skill you've mastered, from cooking to woodworking to life lessons they'll carry with them forever. Purpose is about connection, building relationships that transcend time, space, and circumstance. Your wisdom, your experience, your perspective, it's all part of the gift you have to offer the world, and it is needed. The world, especially today, is in desperate need of the wisdom of elders. The world is frantic, constantly running from one thing to the next, chasing after distractions and fleeting desires. And you, with your years of lived experience, have something powerful to offer them. You might be thinking, I'm too old to make a difference. My time is past. But here's the reality. You are never too old to create, to teach, to inspire. As long as you are breathing, you have something to contribute, and that contribution is priceless. Maybe your contribution looks like starting a new creative project. Maybe it's organizing a community event. Maybe it's sharing your life story with others to show them that no matter how old you get, you can still live fully and passionately. This brings me to a critical point. Legacy. What are you leaving behind? A legacy isn't something that happens when you die. It happens right now, in every choice you make, It's what you pass down to the next generation, not just in material things but in the values you instill, the love you give, and the lessons you impart. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? Maybe you want your grandchildren to know that kindness is a life's greatest virtue. Maybe you want them to understand that hard work pays off, that resilience is key, and that love is worth fighting for. What are you teaching with your actions, your words, your very presence? A meaningful life at 65 and beyond is one that is still full of giving. Because let's face it, we are all here for a reason, even if that reason shifts over time, and that shift when we allow it is liberating. Some of you may find that your purpose has shifted from the doing to the being. Perhaps it's no longer about achieving, but about presence, being fully present in your relationships, in the small moments of life, in the joy of a sunrise, or the feeling of holding your loved ones close. Others may find new purpose in creating, whether it's art, music, or writing. Creating is a powerful way to leave behind something that speaks long after you've gone. But here's the beautiful thing about purpose, it's entirely personal. What gives your life meaning doesn't have to look like anyone else's. For some, it may be seeking out new adventures, new experiences, or even starting a new business. For others, it might be fostering a life of peace and simplicity, and simply helping others navigate the stormy seas of life with compassion and wisdom. Your purpose is the thread that runs through every chapter of your life, and it never disappears. It's always there, waiting to be uncovered, nurtured, and celebrated. Now let's take this even further. It's not just about you anymore. You have a gift to share, a wisdom that is needed by others, and as you enter your later years, it's time to contribute. Start thinking about what causes move you, what issues stir something deep in your heart, what can you contribute to the world around you, no matter how small. You can contribute in ways that are simple but profound, by becoming a listener, a guide, a mentor, or a friend. Or perhaps you can write a book, start a podcast, or volunteer with an organization that inspires you. The key is to begin, because as you give, you will also receive. Purpose fuels the soul, contribution fuels the heart. And remember this, you are not defined by what you've done. You are defined by what you still have to offer. You are defined by the life you choose to live today, not yesterday, and in doing so, you shape a legacy that transcends time. This is it, the final stretch, the culmination of everything you've learned, everything you've worked toward, everything you've become. You've transformed your body, mind, and spirit. You've embraced your purpose. Now comes the most important part of all, living fully. What does it mean to live fully at this stage of your life? It means to truly experience each moment, to savor the joys, and to embrace every challenge not as a burden, but as part of your ongoing story. Many people reach their 60s or 70s and begin to slow down, but let me tell you this, you don't have to slow down. In fact, this is the time when you can speed up, accelerate into new dimensions of joy, freedom, and fulfillment. It's about shifting your mindset. You've spent a lifetime doing. Now it's time to start being. And when you do, you'll realize that life isn't something that's happening to you. It's something that you're actively participating in. The beauty of this stage is that you are no longer limited by societal expectations. There are no more constraints, no more deadlines, no more shoulds. Instead, you get to create your life from a place of freedom. You're not bound by the need to prove anything to anyone. You're not running a race. This is your time to do what you want to do, not what others expect from you. It's about breaking free from any lingering doubts or fears. Many people your age start to wonder if they've missed their chance to achieve something significant. They start questioning if it's too late to pursue new dreams, goals, or passions. But here's the truth, it's never too late. In fact, this is the perfect time to start something new. Learn that new skill, travel to that place you've always wanted to see, write that book you've always dreamed of. Take up that hobby that's been sitting on the back burner for decades. The possibilities are endless. It's also about embracing joy in the little things. The older we get, the more we realize that life isn't about grand achievements or accumulating more stuff. It's about appreciating the simple moments, like sipping coffee in the morning, surrounded by your favorite people, like a quiet walk in nature, breathing in the fresh air, like having a deep conversation with a friend, where time seems to stand still. Living fully means immersing yourself in gratitude. recognizing the beauty of each day, regardless of the challenges you face. It's about focusing on what you have, not what you don't. And in doing so, you unlock an extraordinary sense of peace. But here's the kicker: living fully also means embracing the inevitability of change. As we grow older, things will change. Our bodies may slow down, our energy may fluctuate, and the world around us may look different than it did when we were younger. But guess what? Change is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Embrace your aging body. Take pride in the experience that's reflected in every wrinkle, every gray hair, because each one tells a story of resilience, growth, and wisdom. You've earned every single mark of age, and each one adds to your beauty. And yes, the changes may be challenging at times. You might face physical limitations that didn't exist before, but rather than seeing them as obstacles, try to view them as opportunities to adapt, to evolve into a new version of yourself, one that's just as powerful, just as capable, just as vibrant as the person you've always been. There's a remarkable shift that happens when we accept change instead of resisting it. We stop fighting against the inevitable, and instead we flow with it. We embrace it. We see it as an opportunity for growth, rather than a sign of decline. This is what living fully is all about, embracing what comes next with open arms. You don't have to know exactly how your future will unfold, but you can embrace it with faith and trust in the process. Think about it. Your journey isn't over, it's just beginning. It's a new chapter, a new adventure, a new opportunity to fully express yourself and to leave your mark on the world in ways you never imagined. Now, let's talk about connection. Living fully also means deeply connecting with others, your family, friends, neighbors, and the community around you. This is your time to build stronger bonds than ever before, to nurture relationships that are meaningful and enriching. Share your wisdom, share your experiences, and also receive the wisdom of those around you. Because living fully is a two-way street. It's about both giving and receiving, learning and teaching, sharing and growing together. At this stage in life, you're not just living for yourself, you're living for others too. You're impacting the people around you in ways that will last long after you're gone. So how can you start living fully today? Start by releasing regrets. Don't hold on to the what-ifs or could-haves. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Be free from the chains of the past and step into the present moment with confidence and peace. Take action. Do one thing today that excites you, that challenges you, that makes you feel alive. And most importantly, embrace the journey. Because no matter where you are in life, it's not about the destination, it's about how you choose to travel. And I promise you, there is so much more ahead of you, so much more to discover, experience, and enjoy. So go ahead, step into the next chapter. You've earned it, you deserve it, and it's time to live fully. You've come this far, you've done the work, faced the challenges, and transformed your life in ways you couldn't have imagined at the start. Now there's only one thing left to do. It's time to take action. Because all the knowledge, all the strategies, all the lessons from this journey are useless if you don't take that first step forward. You've built the foundation. Now it's time to build your life. I want you to pause for a moment. Think about everything you've learned over the past few months. Everything that's shifted in your mindset, your heart, and your soul. Think about the strength you've cultivated, the clarity you've gained, the vision you've created for your future. Now ask yourself this: what is the next step? Because this journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. You've made it through the hardest part, the part where you decided to make a change. Now, it's time to continue the momentum. Don't let this moment pass you by. Don't let the excitement of transformation fade into the background. You've already shown that you're capable of achieving incredible things. You've already proven to yourself that you have the power to shift your mindset, break old habits, and create new realities. So here's my challenge to you. Do one thing today that will push you further along your journey. One small step that will remind you of your power. One action that will keep you moving forward toward the life you've always wanted. Maybe it's signing up for that course you've been putting off. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you admire for guidance. Maybe it's setting a goal, no matter how small, and taking the first step to make it real. But whatever it is, I want you to commit to it right now, because commitment is everything. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about making the decision to move forward even when things are uncertain. It's about trusting that the path will unfold step by step as long as you keep moving. Remember, the difference between people who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, resources, or luck. It's simply the decision to act, the decision to get up, even when life knocks you down, the decision to keep going, even when you're unsure of the outcome. And here's the thing, I believe in you. I believe that you have the power to make your dreams a reality. I believe that the journey you've started is the beginning of something truly amazing. But belief alone won't get you there. You have to act. You have to step into the unknown. You have to trust yourself enough to take that first step and then another and another. So, I'm asking you to decide today. Decide that you're going to take action. Decide that you're not going to wait for the perfect circumstances. Decide that you are worthy of living the life you've always imagined. And I'm not just talking about today. I'm talking about every single day moving forward. Because success isn't a one-time event. It's a series of consistent actions that build on one another. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about doing the work day by day and trusting that every step is leading you toward the life you were meant to live. Now, as you prepare to move forward, I want you to remember something. You are not alone. There are countless others on this journey with you. People who have faced the same fears, doubts, and challenges. People who are ready to step into their power, just like you. And together we can build a community of individuals who are dedicated to living life to the fullest, embracing transformation, and making an impact in the world. But it all starts with you. It all starts with your decision to take action, to believe in yourself, and to keep moving forward, no matter what. So let's make this commitment together. Let's commit to living with intention. Let's commit to building the life we truly desire. Let's commit to becoming the person we were always meant to be. And let's do it now. Because the future you desire is already within your reach. You've already taken the first step. You've already proven you're capable. Now it's time to finish the journey. And remember, the best is yet to come. So go ahead, take that first step, and never look back.